Hey guys, RJMSIFY here with the Emerald Gaming League bringing you a Destiny video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the new DLC coming out called The Taken King for, Destiny. And this DLC in itself is basically a whole new game. They're going to be adding a whole lot of new stuff. They're going to be adding a lot of new subclasses, missions, and even a new raid. They're going to be adding a whole lot of new weapons, and I'm looking at the actual info page right now on the Destiny website, and I'm going to go ahead and read back some of the stuff that I'm seeing on here. So Warlocks will now be able to get an Electrical Storm type of subclass, where they'll be able to basically summon a giant Electrical Storm on their enemies and be able to take them out with a giant Electrical Storm. Hunters will be able to like forge a bow, or like they'll be able to make a bow out of energy, and it's basically an energy bow. And so hunters get a bow and arrow subclass. Warlocks again get like an electrical storm subclass, and Titans will be able to summon a flaming hammer, and they'll get like a hammer subclass. So they're adding some new subclasses, and they're also going to be adding a whole lot of new missions. This is going to be basically taking place against Crota's dad, or the king of the hive, or whatever, named Oryx or something like that. And basically, he's the main boss of the entire DLC. And I mean, honestly, I'm kind of excited for it because I did play Crota. I played Crota, but I don't own Crota itself because, I mean, I already beat it at a friend's house. I already played it at a friend's house. I never really seen the point of buying it again when I already played it. But anyway, though, I am probably going to get this one. As far as I know, you don't need all the DLCs to play this one. But if you do, I mean, that's going to be messed up. But basically, this DLC is $40. Now, whether or not that price changes when it's actually released or not is still, unknown, because I honestly have no idea if it's just the pre-order price or if this is the actual price for the DLC. Because if this is the actual price for a DLC, that is a lot of money. Because this game in itself is basically a new game. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I know, it's still a DLC that you digitally download on the Xbox. Now, I'm sure you can go buy a disc and install it onto your Xbox, but as far as I know, it's just DLC. It's just a DLC for the game, and it's one of the biggest DLCs probably ever going to be added to this game. But, I mean, for $40, I hope so. I hope this is going to be a really good DLC. I hope they add a whole lot of good stuff to the actual DLC. And the things with DLCs in this game, you have to buy DLC in order to level up. Basically, if you want to level up, you have to buy DLC. That's what I know, and that's what I've been told by several people. Because if you just play with the vanilla gear from Destiny, it's going to be a lot harder for you to level up than others that have DLC. So again, they're adding a whole bunch of new subclasses, a new enemy that you're going to be fighting, the Taken King or the Hive King, Oryx or whatever his name is. Basically Crota's dad from the first DLC. And they're going to be adding a lot of new strikes. I love strikes. I love doing strikes. I like the Vanguard gear a whole lot more than I do any other type of armor that you can buy. Vanguard gear is probably some of the best, and I really love Vanguard gear. I like the way it looks, so I'm going to be playing a lot of strikes so I can get a lot of Vanguard marks. And so I play a lot of strikes. So these new strikes are going to be something new for me. I'm going to enjoy the new strikes. And they're going to be adding a new raid. It's As far as I know, they haven't released anything about the actual raid, but if you can continue leveling up in Destiny, and they're going to be adding a whole lot of new weapons and armor and exotics, and a whole lot of new stuff to the actual raids, and a whole lot of stuff to the actual game when the Taken King is actually released. So that's basically all they released about it right now. They haven't gone too much into detail about it. They do have a lot of background story about Oryx, or whatever the freaking dude's name is, on their actual website. So if you're interested, I'll put a link in the description if you want to learn more about the actual character or enemy from the in the new DLC coming up. And if you want to see any of the stuff for yourself, you can go ahead and look at it. Now, I don't know if the armor in the actual video itself is new or not. As far as I can tell, it is. It looks new. I wouldn't know for Hunters or Titans, though. I play as a Warlock most of the time because I think they're just the best class. But I mean, if you want to take a look at it, I'll have the video at the end. So stick around if you want to watch the trailer for this. It comes out 9/15/15, so I'm excited personally, but I'm not excited to pay $40 for it. I think that's way too much. It's going to be way too expensive. But as far as I know and as far as I'm concerned, it's basically just a game inside of itself. It's probably going to be one of the biggest DLCs added to any game on the Xbox One. But I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I have about 4 minutes, 5 minutes worth of this stuff on their actual website. So I got most of the basics down. If you want to see anything in more detail, head on to their website. There will be a link in the description. And like and sub, guys. Thanks. See ya.